So, all right, guys, we got to get this one right. On three, we're going to say, welcome back to Extraordinary Thoughts Flowing in Mind. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to Mind.
And we back.
That'll work right there.
Yeah.
And we back. And we
Yeah.
back. And we back. And we
We did our
back. And we
Y'all did y'all best. And that's all that
and
matters.
we
What's going on, everybody? It's that ordinary podcaster with the extraordinary thoughts that tells you to stop being great and be extraordinary. I'm your host, Demetrius Thigpen, also known as Meech Speaks, and welcome back to another episode of Extraordinary Thoughts for the Ordinary Mind. All right, so on a scale of 1 to fucked up, I am super fucked up right now. Like, I'm not even about to lie to you. And I promise you I'm not drunk on air. But I am sick as a fucking dog. Excuse my language. But I'm sick. And I sat here, right? I was laying down, honestly. And I was like, damn, man, like I really got to get up. I got to do an episode. You know, it's Friday. And, you know, we got to stay consistent. We got to stay passionate. We got to still, you know, we got to put that work out. And I'm talking about I really drug myself out of bed. I fell on the floor, low crawled into the booth, slammed my headphones on, and told myself the show must go on. And that's on period. Now, I really wanted to come in here, to be honest with you, just to clear my soul a little bit. You know, free the energy that I got a little bit within me. And I just really want to just lead with this right here. Some of y'all is insecure and it shows. Like some of y'all are so insecure that seeing somebody that is secure within themselves just drives you fucking crazy. You see what I'm saying? Like the demons inside of you are just losing their mind because the things that you wish you could do, you can't. And the very idea of seeing somebody do the things that you keep telling yourself that you can't do, let me rephrase that. Doing the things that you were told that you couldn't do, let me rephrase that. Doing the things that you are too afraid to do because based off of the reaction of others that you have come up inside of your head, it drives you crazy to see somebody like that. I'm going to just be 100% with you. That some of you men were raised by single women that are still angry at y'all fathers. I'm going to just be 100% with you. Some of you men are going through life thinking that this idea of masculinity, that this macho bravado type of masculinity, that I'm not supposed to show any emotions of masculinity, that I'm only supposed to feel happiness and anger, this type of masculinity, that the woman is supposed to work in the kitchen and take care of the kids, this type of masculinity, you know what I'm talking about, is kind of just outdated. It's kind of outdated. And I apologize if I sound a little angry. I apologize if I sound just a little bit angry or agitated towards this because my frustrations come from it's 2021. It's 2021. And seeing a man in a crop top rubs you the wrong way. I for real, man. Like seeing you and seeing another man in a crop top, I'ma just be 100%. If you haven't been to my Instagram, I got the body for it. I'ma just be 100% with you. If you have not seen my Instagram, you know, a lot of people ask, you know, Meech, you know, why are you wearing a crop top? You know, that's a little sus. That's a little it's not. It's not. And to be honest with you, I like it. And I got the body for it and the fashion sense for it. Like, I don't know who else is rocking crops the way that I'm rocking them, but I'm going to just be 100% with you. I got the body for it. You feel me? And I definitely have the fashion sense for it. But more importantly, I have the confidence for it. I really have the confidence for it. And before I talk about like the confidence for it, I just really just want to just tap into the overall idea of it. Because the purpose of it, honestly, I've always been, if you really know me, like I've been talking about bringing crop tops back since, I'll say honestly, like 2018, 2019. You know, before Meech Speaks, but back when I used to do a lot of stuff in my stories on Instagram, I used to talk about that. Like, you know, just release the crop already. You know, bring it back. I mean, it was a thing in the 80s. It was a thing in the 90s. And for those who don't know the history on crop tops were actually invented by men. You know, we wore them, you know, during sports, you know, to prevent like somebody from tackling us and grabbing our shirts. And then we started wearing them just, you know, to show off the abs, etc. But it got watered down. It got watered down with this whole, you know, idea that, you know, if you wear a crop top, that's feminine. If you wear a crop top, you're gay. And that's such a closed mind way of thinking. You know what I mean? Like, and not even just about crops, but based off of how you talk, based off of how you act, based off of how you carry yourself, based off of how you dress can determine your sexuality. It can determine your identity. It can determine who you are. That's fucking ridiculous. Like who wants to live a life confined by the barriers that we as a society have already put out and said that these are the lines? Like, I don't want to draw on the lines. I don't want to color in the lines. I want to wear what I want to fucking wear. I want to talk how I want to talk. I want to be who I fucking want to be. And somebody really needs to fucking hear that. Be who you need to be. Let me rephrase that. Be who you want to be. Because we going through life with this whole idea that we need to be somebody. I need to man the fuck up. I need to act like this. I need to dress like this. And this whole need has been told from you when you were a kid. Be who you want to be. All right. Enough frustrations with that. Let's talk about the confidence. For the longest, I asked myself, what was confidence? And I always will talk about it on a woman. Like, the most beautiful thing on a woman is confidence. Like, I don't care if she has a big butt. I don't care what her chest looks like. I don't care what her face looks like. I do care what her feet look like. I'm not even about to like lie about that. But I think the most beautiful thing a woman could ever wear is confidence. And I always said, have a confident woman. Have a confident woman. I love a confident woman. How about I be a confident fucking man? Like, for real. You see what I'm saying? And I had to say that out loud because, you know, I'm over here trying to manifest, you know, a confident woman, a strong woman. But I need to be a strong man. I need to be a secure man. I need to be a confident fucking man. And that be a big problem, is that we get this whole idea that, you know, hey, so-and-so need to have this, she need to have that, she need to have this, she need to be going, you know, and you ain't even got the things that's going to be able to complement what you're asking for. Like you're asking for a strong woman, but you're not a strong man. And if this episode seems like I'm attacking the men, I'm not. I promise you that. It's just I'm a man, so I'm going to speak from our perspective. I had to be a confident man. And I'll tell you right now that confidence, that wasn't an overnight thing. This confidence, this came from failed attempts. This type of confidence, this came from relapses. This type of confidence came from questioning myself on a regular basis. This type of confidence came from doing things and just repeatedly regaining success over and over in those certain things, and finally being able to emerge to the public about who I am. But shit, man, like, I remember when I was like, 15? I remember when I was 15, struggling with who I was. Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, and I'll tell you right now, that ain't a place for the weak. That ain't a place for the soft. I can tell you right now, our parents, they did the best that they could, but our environments, they had another plan for us. We was going to be raised hard regardless. You going to fight regardless. You going to have to stand up for yourself or get bullied. And I know this is like a, woe is me statistic, but I mean, it is what it is. And growing up, I had this whole notion that this is who I'm supposed to be. This is how I'm supposed to act. I can't dress a certain way because, hey, that's this. When I got tattoos on my ankles, everybody swore up and down that I was gay. Ridiculous. I would join the military and see men that have tattoos on their thighs, tattoos on their legs, tattoos on their feet. It was just this whole idea that men just weren't supposed to have tattoos on their legs. Like, it's just taboo. And I don't know if it was just that era or just how we were raised, but it was just ridiculous. Growing up, I was told that if you had both your ears pierced, that's a little suspect. Like, once again, fucking, when I say it out loud, it's stupid. You know what I mean? Like, it's stupid. I remember having both my ears pierced, growing my hair out. I knew that I was not meant for that environment, in a way of, not that I was not thriving in it, but my spirit wanted more out of life. And I want to just tell somebody, and I don't know who need to hear this, but deep down, you know where your spirit belongs. Let me rephrase, you know that your spirit want to be free. And sometimes in order to find yourself, you got to leave everybody else. In order to find yourself, sometimes you got to leave the confines of your comfort zone. And I don't think a lot of people understand how that comfort zone shit works. That a fish will only get as big as the tank that it's in. That a plant will only get as big as the pot will allow. And your mindset will only grow as big as your comfort zone will allow it. So stretch your comfort zone out wider. Leave it. Build more space. Create different, like visit different places. Set yourself free. It sometimes, brings back memories almost of who I used to be. And I'm not saying that I'm this multifaceted, confident individual who's just so secure about his masculinity all the time. There's days where I waver, where I don't hit the mark and I start to question who I am. Days where I feel like I'm just inferior compared to somebody else. There's days like that. I'm going to be 100% with you. Hell, I remember there was a couple of months back, I'm around apex predators, alpha males. I'm talking about top tier Marines, and I feel like I'm the lowest on the totem pole. And I really want to just stop real quick, because at that moment when I thought that, yes, did I feel inferior? Did I feel less? Did I feel less confident? Did I feel a little bit insecure? Absolutely. But the difference between you and me, and I hate how I'm talking to you. I promise you I'm not talking from a place of superiority. I did not fly here. I am not riding here on my high horse. I flew in on Experienced Airlines. Please understand that when I felt like that, I had to tell myself that you're growing. You just got planted in a forest. Of course, the trees are going to be a lot bigger than you. They've been there longer. You're growing. And sometimes you got to tell yourself that you're growing, you're learning, you're adapting. But you can't, it's okay just sometimes, like if you get caught in some old shit, you feel in a certain way, but you can't stay there. When I started wearing crop tops, my cousin, right? Like she called, and this is like, it blew my mind. Honest to God, like I love her to death, but it kind of blew my mind, the dialogue that we had. Now, she calls me, she asks, she's like, yo, like what's going on with the crop top situation? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, ain't nothing going on with the crop top situation. Like I'm just wearing a crop. And she's like, start asking me questions like about my identity. Like she started asking me about my sexuality. And I'm looking at her like, you're a whole fucking lesbian. Like, if anything, I thought that you would praise this. You see what I'm saying? Like, wait, what type of conversation are we having right now? And I bring that up because one thing that you got to understand is that people's mindset ain't gonna always be yours. And a lot of times people relinquish who they want to be based off of the mindset of others. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, did I receive a lot of support and I show everybody the support? Of course. But the I don't want to call it disrespect. The hate, bro, like the hate. You feel me? It kind of caught me off guard a little bit. And the hate came from so many like small-minded men. And I was sitting back thinking to myself like, man, we got to do better. We got to grow up. We can't be living in this realm that because I'm doing this, that makes me a certain way. That makes me think a certain way. But I will say this, that people who are struggling to be who they want to be, live how they want to live, dress how they want to dress, act how they want to act, you are never gonna step into your full self if you're constantly worried about what others are going to think about you. Like, that's 100% facts. You're never going to be able to step into who you want to be if you're constantly worried about what others think of you. Like if you worried about what your parents are thinking of you, you would never amount to who you're supposed to be. If you're worried about what your friends think of you, you're never going to be who you want to be. If you're worried about what your spouse or insignificant other thinks of you, I can assure you, you will never be who you want to be. If you constantly living off of what the decisions of others, and the thing that kind of pisses me off the most is that a lot of times people give you a decision that they too fucking afraid to make for themselves, but they think that you should do it because that's the best idea for you in their minds. So I'm going to challenge you with this real quick. If you constantly live based off of what others say and their opinions, then I'm going to just go ahead and be 100% honest with you. You're not living your life. You're living theirs. You're living their life. In fact, they're living through you. In fact, they're dulling your light because they feel like their light is not bright either. And ain't that sad? Like, ain't that a sad way to live? Ain't that a shitty existence? Imagine living according to what others think how you should live. Give up your dreams. Give up your aspirations. Forsake who you supposed to be because you are too afraid to step out. And yeah, I get it. That's easy to say. It's easy to say. And I feel like I'm lying if I told you that I backtracked a couple of times. I feel like I'll be lying if I told you that it was easy for me. I'll be lying if I said that I just woke up like this. Absolutely not. It took years. It took years. Somebody, it was Daniel. Daniel Gray. He asked me a while back when he started doing like videos on Instagram. And he asked me like, how do I deal with what others say about me when I make videos? And at the time, I understood what he said, but at the same time, I already had gotten past the whole idea that I'm not worried about what others think of me. And that's how the conversation went, man. I told him, I was like, I'm not really worried about what others think of me because I'm content with what I think of me. If I'm constantly doing shit for other people, I'm not really doing shit for me. And last time I checked, this is my account. You feel me? Like, this is my account. If you don't like me, unfollow me. And I'm going to be 100%. A lot of people just recently unfollowed me this week. And I'm going to just be okay with that. I'm going to be okay with that. Because I'm going to just tell you right now, a lot of them were ghost following me anyway. Like, just sharing my shit, like not even liking or sharing my shit. So like, I didn't really take a loss. But I really just want somebody to know that you got to live your life according to you. If you fuck up, you fuck up. If you look stupid, you look stupid. But it's not based off of what I think looks stupid. It's based off of what you think looks stupid. If you think that you didn't hit the mark, it's because you think you didn't hit the mark, not what I think. Hell, when I do this podcast, I tell myself all the time, I'm going to say what's on my heart. I'm not going to say what's on somebody else's mind. People reach out to me, hey, Meech, man, I like your podcast, but you should, hey, no, this was my show. This is where I'm able to run free. Run free. Be free. Live free. And just like that, another extraordinary thought left this ordinary mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoyed making it. Stay tuned Mondays and Fridays. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Meech Speaks. Once again, that's Meech Speaks. Meech is spelled Meech. Don't forget to share this podcast, subscribe to this podcast, follow this podcast, pass this podcast to somebody, because this podcast was dedicated to helping everyone become a better version of themselves. Even though I don't know what that type of version is, I just know that you can be better. Lastly, don't forget to grab your copy of The Extraordinary Thought from the Ordinary Mind, available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. I think there's an electrical copy. You know what it is. Stay hungry, stay motivated. I'm out.